Coming up, I build a self-fueling steam generator inside of a beautiful new workshop. I also fix up my own farm, and I have a major mishap in the nether. Let's create. Well, that's not something you see every day. That's a lot of pillagers. I must have been AFK here a while. Anyway, let's go start the video. Is John still in my bed? Jeez. Anyway, in the last episode, I built an iron farm inside of a lighthouse, and I found some wither skeleton spawners in the nether. And today, I'll probably be getting another... Yep, there it is. Good morning, Roxy. How you doing? John's still in my bed, by the way. Jeez. Yep, what is it today? Anything to do with fog? Maybe the whole place is gonna set on fire. Who knows? Quest, workman's tools. Now that you've got plenty of iron, you can build things. But you're gonna need a much better workshop to build them all in. So build one. But I've got a little workshop. It's not so bad. I mean, I do have to keep tearing it down to fit other things in and then rebuilding it. So yeah, I guess a better workshop would be better. Okay. What's the side quest? Powerful stuff. Water wheels and windmills are so last week. Find a better way to power your workshop so you can run at full speed. Oh my goodness. I'm not ready for like steam engines and stuff. That's way too advanced for where we're at the moment. What other options have we got? We got the Create Diesel Generators mod, which allows you to make diesel engines. But in order to do that, you've either got to pump for oil or generate biodiesel, neither of which are particularly easy things to do. We have Create New Age, so we could use magnets to create electricity, but those still require a power source to turn the magnets, so that's not really a power source. Although we could make a nuclear reactor with Create New Age, but I don't think I'm quite ready for that yet. Alternatively, we could use something like a vibration chamber from Applied Energistics 2 to generate electricity, and then we could use an electric motor from Create Crafts and Additions in order to turn that into rotational power. Well, I'm not ready for that either. So I guess the simplest thing to do that's not water or wind is probably a steam engine. But there's a problem with steam engines, and that's not getting the blaze burners that they run from. It's getting the food for the blaze burners to actually make them burn. See, these lovely little engines are absolutely fine, but your blaze burners need fuel. And that fuel is either something like coal or lava or blaze cakes, none of which are having great quantities. Certainly not enough like to just run permanently. Anyway, the iron farm. How much iron did we get? A reasonable amount. 8 and a bit stacks worth already. That's not too bad. I have had to AFK here a little while though, and that's probably why all of those pillagers turned up. But I wasn't, oh Jesus, more of them. But I was going to say I wasn't really doing anything, so you know, I could just let it run, which means we've got plenty of iron to get on with. Clear off. Leave me alone. Standing back away from the pillagers a bit, I was going to suggest that this area up here might be a good spot to have a much larger workshop. Because again, like last episode, I don't really want to build anything else on my island because I really like how it is. So I think we're going to be spending a lot of time over here, and I think we're going to be spending a lot of time down the mines getting more limestone, because I feel like this island should be very much a limestone and deep slate island in order to keep in with the theme. And I need to empty out my backpack. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going the long way round, guys. So now that my backpack's all tidy and most of my stuff's been put away, I actually need to go back over to the other island in order to fix the iron farm, which obviously is working fine, but it could be a whole lot better. You see, whilst we did accumulate a reasonable amount of iron, we also accumulated a ridiculous amount of cobblestone, as you can see in here. We've got tons of the stuff. In fact, this box is just about full, and that means we're not getting through that quick enough. Now, all of that is running down into this mill, which is grinding it down, and there's a chute on there which can take out up to 16 items at a time, but as you can see, this is full of cobblestone, but it's not full of gravel. We actually need to run at least 2 of these mills in order to process that cobblestone a whole bunch quicker. And I think the easiest way to do that would be to move that mill from there and probably put it here or here where these storage boxes are instead, and that way we'll be able to process twice as much. Well, that means I need another mill, so I've got to go back to the other island now and make... Oh, geez. I really need a better inventory system. Or just a faster boat. And I'm going to have 2 of these just in case, which means I'm almost totally out of andesite casing. And you know what that means? It means the Wandering Trader has arrived. Hello, Wandering Trader. Have you got anything worth having? No. Sand. Why do you always try... Look where I live. Why are you trying to sell me sand? So back in the lighthouse, it's time to destroy in order to create. Oh, geez, and I forgot about that. Yeah, oh, now we've got cobblestone in the system. That's fine. We take it out again. Okay, so the first things we're going to need to do is get rid of this and this. That can stay, and we can get rid of that and that. And what we're going to do is have one of those there and one of those there. Then we're going to need a funnel in there, and we're going to need a funnel in there, and that's those sorted out, but they need power. Of course, I can steal that from there. I put that there, pop that there, that's that one spinning, and we just need to do the same thing on this side. Just pop one of those there, and one of those there, and then one of those there, and now this is stopped. Oh, we're overstressed, because I don't have enough power. Okay, we turn the speed down a little bit, just a smidge. What can we get away with? 97. Okay, so now all I gotta do is feed that cobblestone back onto here, which means that chute thing can actually come down in here, and that would make a lot more sense for me. We put a couple of chutes there like that. So let's throw that box on there instead. And then we'll connect that chute there. And then we don't know. We need another chute. Now I've got an air gap. Although I could move this entire thing down again now. And there we go. Everything's back together again. Our little cobblestone generator's a little bit lower down now, so it's not in the way. And now we should be getting through this a whole bunch quicker than we were. In fact, we should be getting 16 at a time coming through each way. Look, yes, we've even got a little backup here. That's good. So let's go and see the spoils of my hard work and effort. Have we got many iron now? It'll take... Look, it just takes a while. Jeez. And I've got plenty of time. In fact, I've got so much time, I'm going to spend all of it going down the mines looking for limestone. Haven't really got much time, peeps. I'm a bit late this week. And that's because I've been working on something rather special. But you'll have to wait and see to find out what that is. Hey, Rugsy, I'm just going down pit. I'll be back. If I don't, well, I'll either magically reappear right here once I'm dead, or I'll see you lunchtime-ish, I guess. I don't know. It might be down there a while. Here we go. On a quest to find limestone, which is actually pretty rare to find, so I could be here a while. Time to follow with the torches. Gosh, this is exciting stuff. Ooh, it is now. Oh, and I've got 25 levels. That means I'm only 5 levels away from being dead. That's every time I get to level 30, I mysteriously just cease to be. Ow. Uh-oh. Oh no, look, I'm on level 29. I told you. As soon as I get near level 30, that's it for me. I'm done for. Leave me alone. I don't want to be poisoned. Stop it. Stop it. Don't heal. That's cheating. Oh, no. No, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Eat. Run away. Oh, look, this is the stuff where you get the limestone from. No. I can hear a lot of spiders. There is a spawner. Ow. What's hitting me? Now, this spawner could end up being very useful because right now I've got no access to wool at all. And string is good for making wool. Goodies. What's the book? Infinity. That's not what it all. Silk touch would be nice, depth strider. And while we're here, let's just make a waypoint. On your marks, get set, go. Really? Go. There we go. And here we go. I think this is the last little bit that I need to mine of this big old chunk of whatever it was. I don't think there's any above that layer there. And I've been shot a few times. In fact, I've nearly died more than I'd like to admit. But I think that's it. That appears to be all of the limestone from this area, apart from that floaty bit there, which I'm going to go and get. There we go. And now I'll just kill this spider, get his string, and now I can go home through this Death Valley bit here. Oh, there's those diamonds there. Can I sneakily get those before I get out of here? Or am I tempting fate? Right, time to go. Whew. That was a close one. So the results are in. We got quite a lot of deep slate. A little bit of gravel and tuff. A whole bunch of crimsite. And a reasonable amount of limestone. Which, when I combine that with the limestone I've already got, is over 1,500 and something. So that should be plenty. And of course I got a whole bunch of new shinies which I've smelted down and sorted out, and I got those nice enchanted books. So overall that wasn't a bad haul. Now that that's all done and dusted, I should probably take care of these levels to make sure that I don't lose any more. I'm always on the brink of death seemingly, and I am going to have to go to the nether later, and I don't really want to lose them by dying, and the best way of keeping hold of them is to make a big old tank and store them in there. For that I'm going to need a bunch of this copper, a bunch of barrels, and I need to turn the copper into copper sheet. sheet. Now I can craft up a bunch of fluid tanks, and then we need a disenchanter, which is copper casing and sandpaper. I've got sandpaper, and I can easily make some copper casing just like that. So now hopefully I can craft that up. I can. I'm also gonna need a pipe and a pump, and I need to get my crank handle back out and grab myself a cog. And now I think I've got everything I need. I just need somewhere to put this, and I think I'm gonna store my XP in my bedroom with John, assuming John's not going to steal it all. If I get rid of these wall displays for a minute, sure, Roxy won't mind me making the bedroom look nice and pretty. It's a bit out of place. Put the disenchanter there and a cog on there and a handle on there. I'm sure she won't mind. I just stand on here and wind that, and 25 minutes later it should all be in that box. There we go. Done. I'm sure Roxy won't mind at all. It's fine. So with my XP now safely stored away, it's time I started thinking about this new building. And I'm thinking it needs to be a relatively big one if I'm going to be squeezing lots of create stuff in it. And I think this is going to be the best place to put it. We were talking about having a building next to the lighthouse. I still want to have a small building next to the lighthouse, like a little shed or something, for John to live in. Don't tell John. So I'm thinking this workshop probably wants to be over this way a little bit, so it's not quite so in the way of that. And I think it's going to take up a decent amount of space. So I guess it's time that I started doing that planning thing. Well, I don't think that's too bad. It still needs a little bit of detail, some pathwork around it, some bushes and things to make it look nice, but I'm pretty happy with it. I like the shape, I like the size, I like the decoration, and inside there's not really a great deal going on. I've used a mechanical bearing on this door over here to allow it to open, which just allows me to get in, really, more than anything else. We've got a space here, we've got a little space here with the windows at the floor level, which is not ideal, but there we go. Probably put some storage or something in here. We've got space in here probably for like a power system or something like that. We've got plenty of space in here for some contraptions, and we've got a whole bunch of space upstairs, which is probably going to be for more contraptions and maybe even some storage. But now I've got to build this thing on the actual world, and I've just spent a whole bunch of time designing it, and I think I might be lazy. Use the schematic cannon. First of all, though, I need to sort of tidy up all of this bit around it so we don't get any of this dirt in there with it. And I should probably replace the dirt that was in the building as well. There we go. Then all I need to do is grab my little schematic and quill, grab all of that all the way up to around about here-ish, and then just make sure that everything is within that little box that I've just made. My drain pipe's not. Oh, jeez. Now it is. And the other thing that's not is the floor down here. So we need to make that go down a level. There we go, now the floor's in as well. And I think that covers everything in this building, including the grass around the outside, but that's fine. And I'm going to save this as a limestone workshop. And if you like the look of that and you want me to share the schematic with you, then let me know and I'll pop it on my Discord. Obviously, that's the schematic of it empty and not with all of the things I'm going to put inside, but I think that's a good thing for you guys, because then you can fill it up with whatever you want yourselves. I heard a zombie. Better get out of here. They might eat me in creative mode. And just like that, it's gone. Oh, man. How do I make a schematic? I need light blue dye and paper. I need all of those things. And I need one of those. I better go get crafted. So for light blue dye, I'm hoping I can throw some lapis through a mill and that'll get turned into blue dye. It does, and I've got white dye. I've got a bunch of bits of sugarcane growing around the island that I can use for paper. And now I can craft an empty schematic. I'm going to need to smelt down some stone into smooth stone to get the stuff for the schematic cannon. I'm also going to need a dispenser. Luckily for me, I've got a spare bow here. We've always got plenty of cobblestone and redstone. There we go, one dispenser. My smooth stone's done, so now I can craft the schematic cannon and the schematic table, and that should hopefully be everything I need. Let's pop that on there, and now I have the schematic that I can go and place in the world. Now, annoyingly, I'm going to have to go and place this in the world, put the cannon down, figure out exactly what things I need. Oh, I'm going to need a clipboard. And then I was going to say, come back and then gather all of the things, but that's fine. The clipboard is andesite alloy, paper, and wood. Andesite alloy? It's the clip at the top. Daylight robbery, that's what it is. One clipboard, please. Good. So back over here then, I can actually put this wherever I want it. It doesn't necessarily have to be in exactly the same place that I built it, which is quite handy. I don't know if that's too close to the lighthouse or not close enough. Maybe I'll bring it back this way a bit. I might even bring this little end over towards the lighthouse a little bit more, and then that kind of makes it fit in a little bit better, and I'm not having to muck about with that grass bit over there. Yeah, I think they look pretty good together. So now I just need to plonk the old cannon down, stick that in there, put that in there. That's going to tell me what I need, and now I've got to go and collect all of these things. Well, I've crafted up a whole bunch of stuff that was on the list. In fact, I've done almost all of it, apart from a couple of things. I need these grey rain gutters, which means I need grey dye. I also need the grey rain gutter downspouts, which needs grey dye. And I need some grey roofs, which is grey terracotta, which is terracotta and grey dye. Now, I've got a handful of terracotta kicking about in here, but I've got no grey dye at all. And to make grey dye, you need black dye, which is either wither roses, ink sacs, shadow plants, or smelting ink bush seeds. We can also crush down coal and charcoal, which I've got plenty of, and we can crush stuff as well. In fact, there's a whole bunch of different ways to get black dye, so that isn't a problem at all. But that does bring me back to last time we went to the Nether and we got these ink bush seeds wherever they've gone. These, and I'm wondering if I can grow them. They probably want netherrack or nylium, but let's go and find out what happens if I plant one of these in the ground. Oh, I can plant them there? Can I grow it? Because I'm kind of hoping these just give you ink occasionally. I can bone meal it. And look, it turned into an ink bush, which is very fancy. But how do I get the ink off it? Can I use shears on it? No. What about a hoe? It does say it needs a hoe, but I can't click it with a hoe. I can only break it with a hoe, and then did I just get one seed back from that? Jeez, they're slow growing. Maybe they grow quicker on netherrack? Nope. They're just going to use literally all of my bone meal. Well, according to this, they will drop 3 every time you break one with a hoe, and then it only costs you 1 to grow them. But I need to look at the wiki. Well, I looked at the wiki, and there's absolutely no information for these ink bushes. So let's just check if we get 3. I've got 46. If I break it, I do get 3. Okay, so we can double them up that way. But you only get 1 for each one, so I'll stick 25 of those on there and save the others. And then if we just turn these logs into some charcoal, I can put them through the mill and get a bunch more. And you get grey dye for that as well. And here we go, we are processing the charcoal and we're getting a whole bunch of dye and grey dye. So now I can craft up my rain gutters. Now I just need to dye this terracotta. Now I can make a whole bunch of these grey roofs. Which means I can now tick almost absolutely everything off my list apart from 2 things. Vertical warp planks, I actually need 12, not 6. And 60 stripped warped 4-pane windows. And I haven't got any warped wood at all. Roxy, I need to go to the Nether again to get some nice warped wood. So I'll probably be back very quickly. Have a nice time. Oh, jeez. Now, if I'm going to the Nether, it's about time I got sensible. First of all, I'm going to need a shiny new pickaxe, and probably a shiny new axe as well if I'm going to be doing chopping. And warped stuff needs a hoe, so let's have a diamond one. And now it's time to create my first full set of diamond armor. There we go. And I don't appear to be carrying a sword. I can soon solve that problem. 1 sword, please. Don't I look fancy? I'm geared up for the first time in 5 episodes. So now I should have no problem in the Nether at all.
A few moments later.
I don't want to talk about it. Everything's fine. I got what I needed. Yes, I got it all back. Everything's fine. I got what I needed. We can move on. What do you mean, no? I gotta tell everyone? I gotta do a montage. Oh, jeez. Fine. There's a montage. It went. Everything was fine. There we go. I have stepped into the Nether. No skeleton. No, thank you. So far, so good. We're near the fortress now. I should probably equip my gold boots because piglins live around here. Now I need to be careful. I should have brought torches to light this place up, although that wither skeleton did just give me a piece of coal, so now I've got 4 torches. Can I have some more coal, please, sir? Thank you. My first magma cream. I can hear blazes, I just can't see them. Oh, smithing template, netherite fireball upgrade. What is that? I need it. I feel like blaze spawners are more likely to be upstairs than downstairs. Oh, there's a blaze. Catch him. My blaze. This is a big fortress. Oh, another blaze and a skeleton. Get the blaze, thank you, and then kill the skeleton. Whoa, I nearly got you, pigman. Another dead end, another dead end, another dead end, another dead end. Aha! outsidey bits. There's wither skeletons up there, and one there, and there's a blaze spawner. Oh my goodness! I didn't see that thing looming there. Oh no! There's a wither skeleton with a backpack on. Right, get you, get a bunch more. Nice. Oh, we've got our quota of blaze burners. Hey, I'm trying to survive here, and you're not making it easy. Only had a elytra or a jetpack, and I'm going to call that a relative success so far. Get out me tunnel, Pigman. You're making it very difficult for me to go upstairs. And I have arrived almost, which could be dangerous. Certain death down there. Endermen to deal with, skeletons, ghasts, whatever other creatures that were in this mod pack. Oh, but that's very fortunate. My staircase actually led to the ground. Here we go then. It's gathering time. What is that? A smoker? More ink bushes. Nether grass. Getting all the nether things. Wow, that's a big tree. I don't want it to fall that way though and end up off the ground. Guess I've got a little bit of block placing to do over precarious lava lakes and things. Ooh, don't hit me off, bro. That was alright, wasn't it? What? What do you mean I left out the most significant part, the bit that I didn't want to show people on camera? You mean I've got to show them all? But I don't want to show them that bit. Fine. Uh-oh. Come on, pile up on the lava. Oh dear. My grave's gonna be under. Oh dear. All of my stuff, all of the stuff I've been prepping was in my backpack. Oh, what spares have I got? Oh no, what a disaster. Oh my goodness. I may have had a bit of an accident, Roxy, and lost absolutely everything. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I'm going to have to go back and go and get it all now, which is going to be difficult because it's in a lava lake, but I'm going to do my best, okay? Right, I'll see you later. Oh, jeez. Well, if anything was going to kill me, I thought for sure it would have been in the Nether Fortress, not gathering warped wood. Well, I've made it back to the warped forest. Hopefully that big tree that fell down has left a few bits lying around that I can pick up. It has. Good. And there's my mechanical saw, which I can't get because it's floating over the ocean. And there's my death down there. Is my grave above the water? Oh, it's below the lava. That's going to be a problem. Assuming it did save my grave. And there's only one way to find out, and that is to put myself in a little safety box, engage the free cam and go and have a look, because there's no point in going down there if my grave has disintegrated and there's no stuff in it. Oh no, there it is. Great. Ah, I guess we're going on an expedition down there then. So I need to find a way to get down to that level. I think that starts by going onto this tree. I don't have a hoe now, so I've got to break all of this by hand. Need to get down this big hill now. Now I need to go down this hill. That's not a hill, that's a sheer drop, and there's lava everywhere. Excuse me, soul soil and stuff. Please don't be lava directly below. Plus Bruno fire. Plus Bruno fire. Whoa, stop it, stupid smoker. I think the easiest thing to do... Oh, my pickaxe is dead. Oh no. This is better nether mod. Must be a way to make a nether pickaxe. Nether quartz pickaxe. Okay, if I could find some nether quartz, but I can't mine it because I don't have a pickaxe. Will nether quartz drop any quartz at all if I harvest it by hand? No. Oh, I can make a wooden pickaxe. And then we go, I got a wooden pickaxe. I don't know if that's going to be useful for anything, but maybe I can get some quartz with these. Come on. 1. Okay, quartz pickaxe, what are you going to be like? We're back on the move. All we got to do is get down to the lava. Oh, there it is. There's the lava. Nether redstone ore really has got everything. Here we are. We have reached lava level. All I got to do now is get from here to there, get under the lava, and get my stuff. How hard could it be? What could possibly go wrong? Do you know what would be smart? Let's be sensible. Make a nice nether chest. And put all of this stuff in there just in case. There's my grave. It's highlighted now because I'm close. And if you're wondering why I'm making a safety barrier, it's because I'm making a safety barrier. Okay, I just got to get down to it somehow. It's only 2 blocks down. You'd think I'd be able to reach it from here. I can. Oh, I got all my stuff back. Hooray! Oh, my backpack full of my things. Oh, my goodness. That wasn't terrifying at all. Right, let's make like a tree and get out of here. That's not the phrase. Stop using that phrase. I'm pretty sure it is. It's on the telly, mate. Are you happy now? Good. Well, in that case, I'm going to get on with crafting the stuff I need to build this new workshop and then build this new workshop. So a little bit more crafting later, and I've now ticked off everything off this list, which means there's no time like the present. We might as well go get that schematic cannon going. Although there is one more thing I need, and that is gunpowder. I've got 27 pieces. Hopefully that's going to be enough. Roxy, I'm going to go build that thing now, okay? Good, good. I'm glad you agree with what I'm doing. I'll see you later. Okay, schematic cannon. I believe I have everything you need. You're going to want a backpack with all of my things in it. You're going to need my clipboard to make sure I've got everything right. Yes, that's good. You're going to need some gunpowder, and you're going to need to be told what to do. Skip missing blocks, protect block entities, and away we go. And while that's doing that, I'm going to go in here and check my iron. Ooh, look at that, I've got loads again. And now I'm going to send you over to a little bit of replay mod, because me watching that get built is going to be really boring. See, I told you it'd be boring. John. John. John! John! Jeez, John, I built you a house, John. Come on, wake up. Am I really going to have to carry you? Fine. What? Oh, for goodness sake. John, I hope you don't drown. Nearly there, John. To your new home. Look at it. Isn't it fancy? I mean, no, it's not that one over there, that big one. That's just my workshop. But look at your lovely house I've made you. And there he is. Tucked away nicely in his bed. I've made him a little bread tray with bread in it. He's got a bread bin. He's got some shelves and things. Oh, what a lovely house you've got, John. And I think I've done a really good job with this area. I'm very happy with it. I've decorated the outside, put some paths and stuff in. We've got bushes, a little cart, some straw bales. I've linked it up to the lighthouse, put some lanterns around, made it look like it's been here a while with all of this glow lichen and leaves and vines and... oh, jeez. Vines. Vines, why do you do this to me? So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think it looks great. I love the building. I love the decoration of it all. And inside, I've done nothing at all. Nothing. But in here, I've got a workshop which sticks out a bit past the doorway. So we're going to have to make this a block thinner, I think. Just like that. And the other thing is I need to still sort of tidy up all of this brickwork and stuff, because inside the brickwork is very flat and non-textured. So I've still got a few blocks to break and change and switch out for the other types of limestone in here. Just stick a few bits of those in there, stick a bit of that there, some of those around there. Just don't want it to look too like it's all one texture. Maybe a couple of smooth ones. I'm trying to keep the smooth ones around the windows and doors because I think it looks better around the windows and doors. That's my little plan. So maybe we could have a couple of smooth ones around this little entrance here. And then the normal limestone and the brick are basically the structure of the building. And there we go. That looks a lot better. What a change it makes, just switching out a couple of blocks for just a slightly different variant really does make it feel a lot less just, well, flat and boring. So yeah, lots of stuff still to do on the inside. I've done nothing in here, but outside is looking fantastic. The build's looking fantastic. But before I do anything on the inside, we need to figure out a fuel system for what's going to be our blaze burners and our steam engine. And I think I've got a plan for that, but it's going to be ugly and it's going to be messy, and I don't really want it over here where it's going to be ugly and messy next to this beautiful little diorama build thing we've got going on here. It's not a diorama, you know what I mean. So blaze burners then. They'll run off lava or coal or charcoal, which means in order to keep our power station going, we're going to need an infinite source of some of those. Now, an infinite source of lava is a difficult thing to do at this stage of the gauge, but an infinite source of charcoal is pretty easy, because all we need to do is take a log, put it under one of these types of machines, and eventually that's going to turn into a piece of charcoal, which we can then feed into the blaze burner. And we can handle that all automatically as long as we've got power. In order to get the trees, however, we don't want to just run through all of my wood supplies, which means we're going to need a tree farm. And create tree farms are really easy, but they're ugly and they take up quite a bit of space. And all we need to make an automatic tree farm are some mechanical saws, some deployers, some blocks to hold it all together, a little bit of storage, some storage interfaces, and some glue. Oh, and a mechanical bearing would be a good idea. In fact, a windmill bearing would be better. But then I'm going to require wool. And I have no source of wool at the moment other than string, which I have 5 pieces. So I really could do with some more string, which apparently I can get from crushing diamond horse armor, or wool, or iron horse armor, or gold horse armor, or doing something terrible to a cat. But what could that terrible thing be? So we won't use a windmill bearing. Instead, we'll craft ourselves a mechanical bearing, and we'll craft ourselves a water wheel, which of course means we need a bucket of water. We're also going to need a bunch of saplings, and that is pretty much it. All I got to do now is decide where I'm going to build it. Now, I could build it underground to keep it out of the way and stop it looking so horrendous wherever it is, but I don't really want to do that, because I need quite a big space underground if any tall trees grow, and, you know, there's all that issue with not being much light underground. And because we're going to need it relatively close to this building in order to feed the charcoal into the power station, it should probably be close. So I'm thinking of building it around here at the back, and then just doing something to decorate it later so that it's not too ugly and awful, which does mean I need to take out a little bit more of this terrain in order to give ourselves a little bit of space. Okay, maybe quite a bit of terrain actually, but then we've got plenty of space for a tree farm now. First, we're going to need to dig a bit of a hole underground, somewhere to put our water wheel, but we don't need tons of space. All we need to do is shove that down there, pop it a bucket of water in so that it actually it's not spinning, is it? Put that there, and then there we go. Now that's going to spin slowly, but we don't need it to go fast. Put a shaft on top of that, and then we can put our mechanical bearing on top of that. Now that's not going to spin until I update it, which means we can build on it without any problems. So after placing the mechanical bearing, the next thing to do is to build the wood farm, and it's pretty easy. We need a chassis, of which I'm going to use andesite casing, place a mechanical saw at the bottom, directly behind that at the top we put a deployer, and we need to filter that for saplings. For storage we could throw a barrel on there, but what's even better than that is to put a toolbox down. And the reason we use a toolbox is we can then set a filter inside of the toolbox for what can go in each slot, and that means we can always have a slot for saplings, which means this thing can never overfill with wood and not have saplings, and it means that when we get it to talk to whatever it's going to send the items to, then we can tell it to only remove the wood, but it's not going to overfill with saplings. Basically, it just keeps track of everything. The next thing we need on this is a portable storage interface, and I'm going to put that here where that block's going, and that means if there's another one of those opposite that, whenever this spins past there, they're going to connect and it'll send all of the items this has got through into there, and that's how we get the items out. We don't need that right now. And that's basically the entire contraption built. So of course we need to glue the whole thing together, which is a pretty easy thing to do. Don't forget the toolbox. And then when we update this bearing, the entire thing's going to spin, but it's all going backwards, which is absolutely no good to us at all. So what we need to do is go down here and just switch our water source from one side to the other to get it to spin the correct way. And that's it. We now have a fully functional wood farm, and if we throw some saplings into it, which I can't access its inventory while it's moving, so let's just stop it, throw some saplings in there, and then start it again. That's going to start growing saplings around there. When they grow, the saw's going to chop them down, and all of the wood is going to end up inside of that toolbox, so then we need to get it out of that toolbox. So now we need to get the items out and turned into charcoal, and for that we're going to be using this portable storage interface, which is going to be going around about at this point here, and oh, it's already dropping items off. I was just about to say we need to tell this that we don't want saplings coming through there. So if we put logs on there, This thing's never going to get sticks because there's no room for it in the toolbox. It's only going to pass out logs. It does mean we'll have a load of sticks floating around on the ground from time to time, which if you're really concerned about lag, that could be an issue. But if I just put some logs in there for now to show you and update this again, you'll see that as it goes past there, all of the logs are going to fall out. There they go. And we can then move those about and turn them into charcoal. And now that I've had a chance to think about this for a couple of minutes, I don't want this here at all. I'm thinking if we move this to just behind this little building here and pop it down there, we can then send the items underground into this little tiny room here. We can turn it into charcoal here and then pass that straight through this wall into where our blaze burners are going to be. That makes a lot more sense. It'll be a lot tidier and it'll be a lot more out of the way. Well, it's moved from there to there. I've changed things around a little bit. Now the portable storage interface is pointing through the floor, and below here what we've got is the other portable storage interface just here with a smart chute on there. And we're using that because I'm going to be having a belt coming across from here, going up into this building, hopefully around about this point just there. So if I connect that belt there to that bit there, we've now got a belt that's traveling upwards. That's then going to stick out the ground at this point here, and then if we get rid of that little leaf block, we can take it in the wall through there. So we just need another shaft just there, another bit of belt on there that's going to connect to somewhere in here, like that. And now we can use that as our little smelting setup. We should be able to collect all of the charcoal in that spot there. Gonna need an encased fan in here and some lava and all that sort of good stuff, but we'll worry about that in a minute. Let's just get this bit going. And I'm hoping there's gonna be enough power in that water wheel there to power not only this shaft, which is gonna do our mechanism. It sounds like it's already going, even though I've not updated the bearing, but there we go, that's starting to go now. But I also need it to power this belt, which again is going to go very slowly, but that's fine. So with a little bit of encased chain drive, we can attach that to that, turn that into a vertical gearbox and spin it round, and the belt's going the wrong way. Oh, jeez. Of course it is. And it probably means our things go in the wrong way now as well. It does. Oh, well, that's good then. That means if we get this water flowing in the right direction, which is that way, then the whole thing's going to go in the correct direction. So now our belt's going the right way and our tree farm's going the right way. And there we go. We got a tree and an apple. And there we go. We've already got logs that have come up the conveyor. They're on here. So we now need to connect these two conveyors, which does mean, again, making a little bit of a mess of this building. And I think I'm going to do that by disguising that chain drive in there. Let's just tidy this belt up a little bit so it looks like it fits a bit better. So of course we're going to need a brass funnel on there, but we need to filter that brass funnel for charcoal, and at the moment I don't have any charcoal. Just one piece of charcoal, please. Thank you. We filter that for charcoal, stick that out, pop ourselves a bucket of lava there, and now all we got to do is get power to this fan. And hopefully we can power this fan from this belt here. I don't know if it's going to be going the right way around, but all we need is a bit of chain drive there and there. That needs to be facing in the right direction. Now we might need a gearbox, but hopefully if I put a shaft there and another one there, that fan's going to go the right direction. Very slowly. That's going the wrong way. In that case, all we need is a gearbox there, and that fan is going to be going incredibly slowly, but it is working. Which should mean if I come back round here and chuck all of those logs back on there, when they go through, although it's going to be very difficult for us to see, they should end up as charcoal in here. 11 pieces of charcoal, it worked. Perfect. So all I got to do now is get that charcoal out of there and into our power station in here, which is going to go, I guess, just about there-ish. Doesn't give us a lot of room, and I might have to move this door a bit, but it should be plenty of room, although I think I might sit the blaze burners into the floor. I like to do that. Okay, so I've moved that right into the corner there, and I've opened up this space behind it a little bit because we're going to need to get the items out of here and into here, and the easiest way to do that is with the depot on there. I'm going to spin that box round so we can see what's going on from that direction, and then I'm just going to put a brass funnel on there facing outwards, and I'm going to set that to 4 at a time. And that way what we can then do is have a mechanical arm, pick those up and put them into there, and that's going to have to sit about around here. But a mechanical arm requires another precision mechanism, and I used all the ones I made in the last episode to make my speed controllers, so I'm going to have to go and make some more of those, and I could really do with a permanent setup for that in here. But I can't really do that if I haven't got any power. However, I am going to need reserve power. I'm going to need power to power this when it hasn't got any power. You see, these won't just run themselves. You need to actually kickstart them, which means we are going to need to have some sort of secondary backup power system, just like the one I've handily just built built inside of this new basement that has 4 large water wheels, a speed controller, some shaft going through a hole, which then comes up right next to our little power station through here in this little room, ready for our stuff. That'll do nicely, but it's not in a very good place to power the machines that I need to power, which I was going to build here along this wall, but now that I don't really think these things through. And there we go. That's better. The stairs are now on the correct side of the room, allowing me a whole bunch more space in the basement and a whole bunch more space up here to make my new machines. And now the power coming up out of the floor's got some gearboxes on it, which link through to a brand new machine, which is going to create precision mechanisms for us. And it's quite simple. There's 3 deployers, one with small cogs, big cogs, and iron nuggets. The belt's going to pass round. They're in the wrong direction. Wait a minute. Small cogs, big cogs, iron nuggets. They're going to pass around. They're going to get collected into this barrel and going to keep going round. Then I can filter this to stop the finished ones coming out, which is how it's going to work. Now I've only got enough of the cogs to make 2, so I guess if I chuck these 2 golden sheets, in fact we'll do 1 at a time in that barrel, you can see they'll go round and hopefully they won't break. Hopefully we'll get 2 full precision mechanisms, but I kind of need 1. And oh, come on, don't break. No, it broke. Okay, well, I got 1. And 1's all I need, because now I can craft that mechanical arm, and that's going to do all of my hard work for me. Not that we're ready for it yet, but we might as well get it in place. We've got 145 charcoal in there, so I'm going to tell it to pick up from that and put it into each one of these blaze burners, and that can probably live just about there. If we put a cog on there, that's going to power that, and off it goes, filling up those blaze burners, which are going to burn through all of that tasty charcoal. It's out of the way, everything's tucked in nicely, and they're going to burn for about 80 seconds for each piece of charcoal. So we're going to use 4 pieces of charcoal every 80 seconds, which means my tree farm needs to grow trees relatively quickly. It's grown a lot of oh geez. I think I need to optimize this a little bit to actually get it to chop down all of the trees, and not just some. And the easiest way to fix this is just to stick on a couple of extra saws, just in case. I don't think it needs all of those, but it might as well have them. Now I can get that going again, put the dirt back in the ground, and no one would ever know. So now that we've got a fully automated infinite fuel source, it's time we got this power station actually going, and we only need a couple more things for that. We're going to need some pipes, and we're going to need some steam engines. So let's just craft a bunch of those. I don't think I need 18, 4 will be fine. Firstly, we're going to need to dig another hole down by this, with enough room for an infinite water source. So with an infinite water source down there and a pipe in there, we can stick a pump on top of that facing upwards, another pipe there to join it to that, and then all I've got to do around here is throw a cog in there next to that arm. That's going to power that pump, and now this should start getting water in it, but I think I need to remove that bottom pipe. There we go. Now it's got plenty of water, and if I stick some shafts down in front of these steam engines, our little shaft thing is going to go. We've now got power level 4. It's only just level 4. But it's working, and I'm happy with that. So now the power that was connecting our system on the other side of the wall needs to be connected to this instead. Otherwise, if I reconnect it to our water wheel, it's just going to completely overstress the system. And that shouldn't be too difficult. Although I don't really like the power coming all the way across this door, and I can't really move that door because otherwise our stairs are going to be blocked. So I think I might change how we're doing this power here. Let's take those bottom 2 off. Let's put those up there instead, and let's have the power running through the wall there, and stealing this little bit of chain drive here, we can connect that power together, meaning we're getting the power of all 4 of those through this wall right where this yeah, that's not ideal, is it? Okay, we're gonna have to move that as well. Let's move this, and now we've got power coming through, and all I need is a couple of gearboxes to connect it to this. We'll have 1 there and 1 there. That's all powered again at the front. And with this last little bit of chain drive, it's now all powered at the back as well. And now we've got infinite renewable power. And when I say infinite power, we haven't got infinite power. We've got however much this produces, but it'll never ever stop, providing that the tree farm keeps up and it keeps chopping down trees and sending all of that charcoal through. And it is just about to chop down a tree. There we go. Those logs are going to get dropped off. They're going to get sent through, turned into charcoal. They're going to get picked up by this arm and they're going to go in there. And yes, we're accumulating plenty. It's never going to run out. So let's just cover up that hole. We don't need to see in there anymore. And with this last little bit of railing as a little bit of a safety barrier there, the workshop is complete. Apart from literally everything else that needs to go in here. But unfortunately, I've run out of time for today. So all of these little areas here are just going to have to stay empty until the next episode.